Welcome to Black Gumbo Southern Gardening. I want to talk about my muscadines, give you a bit of an update. This little micro vineyard of muscadine grapes has been growing here since May of 2017, and yeah, I couldn't be happier. Takes a little forethought, a little planning, and with that you can have all the muscadines you could possibly use. I have 4 vines here, 3 different types. This one right here, this dark grape, is, let's see, what is this? This is a cowart, and cowart is very good for eating right off. I mean, all of these are good for eating right off the vine. But yeah, muscadines, they have a peculiar flavor. They're not like Concord grapes or the traditional grapes you might eat. There's a peculiar flavor about them that people like. Some people like. I like. But and it's hard to describe. You just have to try one. They are very juicy. You can make wine out of them. You can make jelly. They're very different. These cultivated varieties are very different from the wild varieties that you'll find growing wild in the southern United States. Those kind of grapes are actually a little too sharp for my taste. You can make jelly with them, but yeah, they're a little bit too sharp, a little bit too tart. They're too wild. They're not refined. But these cultivars that have been bred and raised for eating and using, I really like them. This particular one gets about the size of a normal grape. I've got some bronze grapes over here that get about a little bit bigger than a normal grape. And yeah, man, there's just nothing better than growing your own fruit. So let me just show you what my grapevines look like. It's been 4 years. They're into their 4th or 5th year. Let's see, I put them in 17. They grew that season, so 17, 18, 19, 20. So this is the 5th year. I started getting fruit. You can expect fruit in your 3rd year. And so in 2019, I did a video. I had my first big harvest in 2019. So they grew up through 17, they grew up through 18, and they grew up through 19 and gave me a lot of fruit. Muscadines require tending and care. Right now you can't really tell it because they're looking real ragged because I had a pestilence outbreak this year. But usually these vines are curving out over here, getting really long. Sometimes these vines will grow into each other by 20 feet each year, and you have to every year come back and prune them and take them down to just little spurs. And yeah, it's a lot of work, but it's only work on one Saturday afternoon while they're dormant. So let me show you some of these. You can see how this one has those blotchy marks on there. I believe that is scarring from the sun, and it doesn't affect the flavor of the grape, but it affects its appearance, obviously. They're relatively pest-free, although I did have leaf skeletonizer caterpillars this year, and they came in here and almost decimated this entire crop. I was able to spray with an insecticide that killed them all, and you can still go along here and find little dead caterpillars on the underside of the leaves. They're very small, they're very hard to see. I saw the adults flying around this year. They look like big black wasps with red centers on them. I didn't really know what they were. I'd never seen them before. And I noted to myself, wow, that's an interesting bug, but that was the skeletonizer. They laid eggs all up and down here. But yeah, I was able to spray for them, and I had enough leaves to get a harvest this year, enough leaves to ripen this fruit. And so I'm going to get all these ripe grapes off of here right now. And yeah, this was a good year for us. Muscadine grapes do require a trellis. You can see that I've put in these 4x4 posts, and I've spaced them with 8 feet of run on either side of my vine, so 16 feet between each vine. And on that trellis, I drilled a hole here and put some hardware. You can get this hardware just about anywhere online, but you can pass your wire through this hardware, pull it out this side, and that is a one-way pass-through. I don't know what it's called. I forgot. It's been 5 years. But you just crank on this and pull it through. And you got to use a particular wire. I suggest you go back and watch my video on muscadine grape vineyards when I put it in, the one that I'm going to link right there. So in 2017, I built this, and it's probably this coming year I need to give a good yank on these wires and tighten them up, because these grapes are heavy and there's a lot of it out here. So you do need a trellis though, and you want to train your vines. You want to buy your vines from a reputable dealer or breeder. I like Greg Eisen over at Eisen's Nursery. It's the world standard for grapevines for Muscadine grapes. Go check out Eisen's. All of my vines came bare root from Eisen's. They were dormant. We planted them according to his instructions, and that first year, once it broke dormancy, we trained those vines up the wire, up a single wire, until they reached this line here, this wire that we had installed. And so yeah, we installed this wire. We hung a wire down for each vine. They were about 3 feet tall when I got them. And once that vine got up to this wire here, then I found a place where it looked like I had branching going on, and I chose 2 branches, and I split that vine and trained one branch down the wire that way, one down the other. And every single year at the terminus of this grapevine, where I don't want it to grow anymore, I have to come in and I have to trim it. See, this one already has gone several feet beyond where I cut it every year right here. And I keep these vines pruned in their space. They like to cross over, but right here is where I stop my grapevines from growing. So what I've done is I've taken the recommended spacing of 10 feet to each side of the vine, and I've reduced that down to 8 feet so that I could fit 4 vines in my backyard. So each vine, I only have 16 feet of run to either side. And so what I'll do is I'll bring this vine up to the crown. Let me show you. Right here is the main vine coming up from the ground. Everything comes up through here. And this is the crown where it splits off into cordons, one cordon going that way, one cordon going that way. And they follow this wire. And once you get them up to this this wire and you split them into cordons, then you're looking for fruiting spurs, fruiting arms, and you start pruning to shape these vines up. And well, it takes a while, but it's not too hard, and you get these good grapes. I mean, who doesn't like a grape? I want to show you how these things grow and how you care for them. This is the main cordon. This is the vine that comes. The vine comes up to the wire, and we split it into 2 cordons, one going that way and one going that way. So this is the main cordon going to the right of my vine. On this cordon, out come these arms here, and you want these arms to be about a hand's width apart, and that's how you prune them up. Here's one here that's kind of gnarly and old. That's one I pruned back last year, pretty good. And here's another one over here. But on this arm, you prune them back to about right there, and you leave a bud, and that bud gives forth a fruiting vine or a fruiting spur. And it's on this fruiting spur that you get your fruit each year. And so what we'll do is we'll come through every dormant season, and we will trim back all of these fruiting spurs down to leave 1 or 2 buds. And so we'll trim right there come this fall. And from these 2 buds then will come new fruiting spurs. So this will become the fruiting arm along with what's there from last year, and fruiting spurs will come from those buds. And it's quite a process to decide which buds face the right way and which ones you want. Ideally, you want your fruiting arms to grow upward, like these grow upward, like this kind of grows out to the side. Now this one here, I don't know if you can see it very well, but this one here is getting a little out of control. So this coming pruning season, I'm going to have to take this one all the way back down, and it'll shoot out a bud from here or from here. We'll have to decide. But that's the thing. This isn't this video can't comprehensively cover how to care for a vine, but I just want you to see that you have to go in each year and prune them back. All of this greenery, all of this growth will come off, and we'll be just left with an arm sticking up here with a little bit of a spur on it, and that will give you fruit next year. You can see as the vine gets up toward the wire, there we made a split. You can see that vine splits off into 2 directions. Actually, this one looks like it splits off into 3, but it's actually 2. There's a better view. You can see that vine heading off to the right. This is a fruiting spur right in here. This is the main vine right here, and that's the main vine right over that way. Just goes on down the wire. They are beautiful, I think. Lots of variety in here today. This is very late season harvest on these light color bronze ones, so I'm getting a lot of different colors. I'm getting some deep, kind of almost orangey grapes, and these bronzy greenish grapes. But on these light colored ones, you can tell by feeling them whether they're ripe or not. Like, that's almost not quite ripe. But when you see them start to get plump and big like this, just taste them and find out. On my cowards that are the dark ones, of course you can tell because they get almost black. And yeah, very delicious. Nice to be out in the garden and just eat these off the vine. So there we have an update on the Muscadine micro vineyard. And I hope you enjoyed the little look around to see what's going on. Hey, you can grow these things if you live in the South. It's really easy to do. It sounds like a lot, but after you watch a few videos, you get the hang of it. So give muscadines a try, and you'll have fruit year after year after year. Hey, thanks for joining me on Black Gumbo Southern Gardening. I hope that you like our content here. I hope we've earned your subscription. If you want to learn more about muscadines, I have a playlist, and I'm going to link it right up above. And that playlist has all my muscadine videos on it. There's only like 5 of them there now. So there's not a whole lot to learn. Just watch those videos and you'll see how we put them in. You'll see how we prune them each year. And I'll go in depth in pruning in one of those videos. But yeah, hey, follow us on Instagram, like us on Facebook. We'll talk to you next time. Happy gardening to you. Bye-bye.